Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of The Roots of Money. Today, we are talking about financial literacy. Today, we need to understand the holistic approach, the holistic meaning of what financial literacy is. When we talk about money, when we talk about economy, when we talk about will, all of these things, what are we really talking about? Today, I'm going to dissect all of that so that you know exactly what is happening in the financial market. Before we start, I want to explain why I need to talk about financial literacy. Financial literacy is the study of knowing and understanding how money works, how financial system works, and how can you make the right decisions to change your life, to buy or sell something, or to own asset or understand liabilities. So in this episode, I'm going to dissect all of that for you guys to know exactly when we talk about asset, what are we really talking about? When we talk about liabilities, what are we really talking about? What I have really realized with people is the reason why they are in debt or they are poor is because they really don't understand how money works. The entire process or the entire food chain of money or economy. Money belongs in an ecosystem. There is a way that money works. And for you to understand this, you have to understand what financial literacy is, because it's a basic of how money, circulates, and how all these financial systems work really. How do they control money? How can you control money? How can you have money? Those are the things that we're going to be talking about today. So I just thought, let me first explain to you why there is a need for me to teach this. By the way, if you think you know money, I can tell you now 95% of the world population don't really know financial literacy. They don't know either about investments, they don't know about emergency accounts, they don't know about having a trust or a will. They don't even know so many things, different type of accounts. They don't know if they are in debt and things about to be repossessed. How can they escape that? They don't know much about bankruptcy systems. They don't know how the tax system works. So if you think this is just something that everyone knows, no, people don't know this information. I've realized that I assumed that people actually know this information. Nah, they don't. Okay, so let's dive down and understand everything about financial literacy, shall we? All right, so I've broken down things that you should know or people should know at what age. So, what should you know in these ages? I know you have kids. These are the things that you need to teach your kids. You need to make sure that they know them. Your siblings must know this. Your parents also must know this. And your partners, of course. So, this is how you break down the age knowledge on financial literacy. So, from 5 years old to 13 years old, they need to understand what is the value of money and what money can buy. So they now need to appreciate that this system of money, this system of economy, it works in a certain way. You need to do something and then you pay. You need to do something and then you pay, vice versa. So at a very young age, you need to teach them skills about money. I like what Patrick David does. He's one of the YouTuber and a very successful businessman in the US. So for him to give his kids maybe a toys or something, they have to read a book, they have to do something, and then he buys them a toy, he buys them whatever they want, ice cream, whatever, he takes them to movies. He only does that if they did something in the house, either by reading or by doing smaller chores, either washing dishes or whatever. You need to teach kids to do these things so that they grow and understand that, oh, okay, for me to make this money, for me to earn whatever I need for my parents, I need to do something. It's a give and take. They need to learn this from a very, very young age. So from 5 years to 13 years, please teach the transactional process, what they must do and how money works, what is the value of money. So that is 5 to 13 years. And then from 14 years to 17 years, They need now to know what is the difference between assets and liabilities. When you are telling them that, hey, they must buy something that will grow in value, what are you actually talking about? When you are telling them that they must understand liabilities, and liabilities could make them broke and all of that, what are you really talking about? Make a distinction and say, okay, this is a liability. If you have it, this is what happens to it. This is an asset. If you have it, this is what happens to it. You making your kids understand this process, it is a very, very important thing. I can tell you now, there are adults that do not know the difference between assets and liabilities. They do not know that some loans are liabilities. They do not know that owning properties and investment is an asset. So you need to make them understand this. Many people don't even know what a net worth is. How do you calculate a net worth? So think about it. If an adult doesn't know that, what do you think a 14-year-old, a 17-year-old would know? So teenagers at this point, they need to understand how money works. That's one, of course, from a younger age. And then when they are now teenagers, they need to know assets and liabilities. Very, very important. And at this stage, it's a good time to introduce them to board games like Monopoly and all these board games. Even a 30-second game, it's a good game for them to stimulate, critical thinking, decision making, and all of that. This is the right age for them to now make the right decisions. From 18 years to 30 years old, now they need to start owning assets. They need to be financial stable. They also need to start making informed financial decisions. What are those informed financial decisions? Buying assets, knowing how to navigate life. If they have kids, they now need to start putting money aside for their kids. If they want to do whatever, they need now to do things by the book, meaning having a budget, having a debt plan, having necessary insurances and all of that. They now need to do things as adult, because it doesn't get better than this. In your 20s and in your 30s, early 30s, you need now to be stable, relax, and do the right things. So this is the time where then you start need to own assets. Number two, be financially stable, so have more money than debt. And number three, make financial decisions, the right ones. From 31 to 40 years, this is now where life is really, really difficult, where you are matured, things are, you see things differently. You are no longer a kid. You probably have gone through so many things that you wanted to try in life. Now you want to settle down with your family. You want to do things the right way. You want to have kids. You want to maybe accumulate assets now. These are the things that you have to do. Number one, it is accumulating assets. Number two, start having a retirement plan. Number three, family plan. Number four, kids investment. So you start investing for your kids, because this is where your kids are 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years old. This is where you now invest money for them that maybe they will use when they are 18 years or old for college or for whatever reason. But in your 31 years old to 40 years old, these are the things that you need to do. From 41 to 60 years old, you now need to have retirement in place, have generational wealth, that is through investments. So you are investing in private companies, in stock market, in real estate, in other tangible assets. In your 40s to 60 years old, you should be hugely invested. If you are not invested in that age, you can still do it, but these are the things that you really have to think about doing. And then also, lastly, you need to make sure that you have a will and a trust in place. Understand what is a will, understand what a trust is. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't have a will. When they pass on, they don't have things that will tell their kids or beneficiaries what will happen with what. And in fact, there is a lot of money that is unclaimed in government entities. Why? Because people didn't leave any will. They don't know, their kids or families don't know what really is happening with this guy. Did he have money? Did he not have money? What did he leave to who and how? That's why families are fighting. So in your 40s to 60s, please make sure that you have a will you have a trust, you have investments, like make sure investments are in place, and you have a retirement, and your retirement is starting to be solid, by the way. From 60 years and above, just enjoy your life. This is where you just have to enjoy your life, relax, go on vacations, take care of your grandchildren, go on your vacation home. You can even invest in your agriculture, or just give people a wisdom, write books, you know do whatever you want to do. I don't even want to tell someone who's 60s what to do. Really, you have done pretty much everything. You've done so much, actually. So you're good. I think at that age, just eat your money, get your money on a monthly basis or quarterly basis through dividends. Make sure your retirement is solid, and just enjoy your life. Go on vacation or do whatever that you wanted to do and you never gotten the time to do it. Most especially, please enjoy life. It doesn't mean that you must not enjoy life in all these other stages, but please enjoy life. Life is not about stress. Life is not always about money. Life is not always about enemies, whatever. Life is just about breathing and enjoying it. So please do that. Let's understand different bank accounts. So number one, we have a savings account. That is for saving money, that you'll need maybe after 30 days, 60 days, a year or so. Number two, it's a check account. It's the one that you use to transact on a monthly basis. Then you have money market. That's another account you have. You have a joint account. That's if you have, a family member, your wife, your husband, you are in a joint account, a family account, whatever it is. Then there's a trust account. A trust account, it's received by a principal, and then it get disseminated. And then there's a business or corporate account. This one is for business. And then we also have a student account. If you are still a student, you can get a student account. The good thing about a student account is it doesn't have a lot of fees. You probably pay way less than what working class or people, normal old people are paying. So you pay way less. So a student account is also good for that. And then lastly, there is a foreign account, or foreign exchange account. That one, it's maybe an overseas account. If you have account in the US or in the UK, in Russia, China, wherever you are, that's what is called a foreign currency account. So those are different accounts. You need to know and understand which one you have and how to use it. Let's understand different types of loans. So number one, we have a personal loan. That's a loan that they borrow you, and it has a high interest rate. Number two, we have auto loans. It's a loan that you get from the bank, to buy a car. Number three, you have a home loan. Of course, it's a loan that you get to buy a home. Number four, you have a student loan. It's a loan that you get from the bank to pay for your student fees. You cannot use this money for anything else other than things that are related to fees. Maybe for transport, for fees, for textbooks and all of that. You can't use it otherwise. You have to use it for, student related stuff. And then we also have credit card. It is a loan. And then we also have home equity loans. You borrow against your money. That's basically what it is. And then we have a business loan. It's a loan, of course, you borrow for your business. And then we also have debt consolidation loan. It's a loan that you get to pay all these other loans, so that you just remain with one loan. And then we also have what is called secured loan. Some of these loans, by the way, they are secured, some are unsecured. But let's understand what is a secured loan. Secured loans are loans that are secured by either collaterals. You put collaterals against that loan. Should you not pay, they will repossess that. Should you not pay, this is what's going to happen. Maybe you borrow money against your investments. You borrow your money against your car or your home, whatever that you put as a collateral. And then what are unsecured loans? Are loans that normally have high interest rate. Number two, they do not have a collateral that are attached to it. And then lastly, we have what we call instant loan or payday loan. It's a loan that you get same time from the bank. You apply for it now, and then you get it same time from the bank. That's basically what it is. It's an instant loan. It's normally not a lot of money. Some they limit you to 5,000 or to 10,000. You can't get more than that. You just get, smaller amount for whatever that you might need. The money that you would want from a mashonisa, this is what the bank would give you, but of course with a certain interest rate. And normally, they do have a high interest rate. All right, so let's talk about different type of credit cards. So there is one called standard credit card. It's the normal credit card that you get from the bank, and then you swipe whatever that you want. The second one, we have a reward credit card. You normally use it for cashback or travel points, a milestone, in the airline. If you are traveling a lot, they use that card to credit you with points. You also get discounts from the hotels. There are different packs that comes with this card, by the way. And then we have cashback credit card. Of course, that means you can get money back from the credit card, or you can withdraw money from it. And then we have travel reward credit card. We have airline or hotel credit card. Of course, you use it to, for credit card, maybe to go in the suite in the hotel, or also in the airport. While you're waiting, you just wait, in the business suite. All right, so we also have balance transfer credit card. This one is just when you have money that is left, you just transfer it into your account. And then we also have low interest credit card. Of course, it has a low, interest costs that are attached to it. We also have secured credit card. This one, it's where you put money upfront and then you use that money. So it's secured because you put money upfront. And then we have an unsecured account, of course, the normal one, the ordinary one. And then we have a student credit card. We have a business credit card. We also have petrol credit card, or you can put it under business normally. In business, you can have a card that you just swipe, and then, it's just for petrol. You also have premium or luxury credit card. This one is for high-end offer. You benefit in like big stuff. Again, you go to airport lounge, you have access to really, really great premium stuff, even in hotels, everywhere basically. You are just big. In fact, you can buy so many things. It's a lot of money that is normally in these cards. You can buy literally anything and everything that you want. And then lastly, we have retail store credit card. It's the card that we use, to buy clothes, food, and whatever in the store that you're given by, your retail store. So those are credit cards. You need to know and understand them. You need to know two things. You need to know their interest rates, and you also need to know their advantages and disadvantages. It's important to take a credit card knowing very well what you're doing. Lastly, when you have a credit card, please do not use more than 30% in the credit card. Always use 30% or less. Never use more than 30% in your credit card. Go to anyone who knows much about finances. They will tell you exactly what I'm telling you. Never use more than 30%. What are assets? This is the list of assets. Number one, it's real estate. Number two, stock. Number three, precious metals like gold, silver, platinum. And then we have what we call collectibles. It is rare coins, those coins that you no longer find them. Maybe they have a picture of a certain person or a certain year. Those rare coins that people collect, those are precious metals. That's number one, or collectibles rather. And then number two, art. Number three, vintage cars. Number four, antiques, like people collect, different art antiques, whatever that you no longer find it, nowadays. If you have it, maybe there's only 5 of you in the world that you have. People collect these things for status, really. So, but yes, collectibles are assets. And then wine and fine wine, there are different wines. A wine that has been around maybe for 70 years or 50 years or 30 years, you gain a certain status for having that wine. Not only a wine, by the way, even a bottle of spirit, whatever that you might have, people cherish it a lot. Actually, it's expensive. And number two, it's a status thing, but it is, by the way, an asset. And having rare books, cryptocurrency, Having a land is an asset. So having a land that you can use, to generate money, it is an asset. And also having limited luxury items like a watch. Some people have unlimited watch. Maybe there is only 10 of them in the world that have those watches. They can sell them at some point and make a lot of money. And believe it or not, people who have money, they compete with stupid things. And even if you want to buy a big car, you can't, not even if you have money, you can't just go and buy that car. There is a process you apply. They check your background, they check everything for you to get that car. They can only give it to certain people. It's a certain class. There are so many things that they look at just for them to give you that car. So there are so many things that actually go with having a lot of money. It's another game altogether. They play on another league, by the way. That's where I'm going. And then another thing is intellectual property, like having patents, trademarks, and copyright. Those things can turn into a lot of money. Think about having a book that is trademarked to me, and then now they want to turn that book into a video or a movie, or they want to, do something, or want to buy it, or whatever that they want to do with my book. I will make them pay because I'm the original creator. It is my book. So that's where you make a lot of money. So it is an asset. Business venture. So having a business, you have an asset. If you have a business, congratulations, you have an asset. And then royalties. If you have, music royalties, literature, software, whatever royalty that you may have, those are assets. Then let's look at liabilities. Liabilities, it's loans basically. It's an auto loan, the loan that you get to get a car. It is a liability. Remember, a car is depreciating in value, so it is a liability. A consumer loan, the loan that you use to buy whatever that you use on a daily basis. We spoke about when we talk about credit cards. And then credit card debts, personal loans, debt consolidations. All the loans that I spoke about, most of them are liabilities. So you need to know what are liabilities. And let me first talk about this now. A net worth is calculated by looking at the assets that you have plus your liabilities. Let's say you have a house that is 250,000, but you have a debt of 200,000. So that means your net worth is 50,000 because you have debt that is almost equivalent to your asset. So if you can sell this debt, sorry, if you can sell this house for 150,000 or 250,000, you can pay this 200,000 loan. How much money would you be remained with? 50,000. So 50,000 is your net worth. It's money that you have that is not against anything. It is your money and it's clean. It's not attached to debt or anything. So that's how basically net worth is calculated. So I've just explained all of that so that you understand. Let me just break it down even further. So net worth, they look at these things. They look at the asset that you have, they look at cash, they look at real estate, they look at investments that you have, retirement accounts, vehicles that you have, valuable positions such as art and jewelries, all of those things in combination. That is what we look at when we say your net worth. So that those are your assets. And then when we look at your liabilities, or we look at things that are against the asset. So if you buy, if you sell these things, this is what you can pay for, and then be remained with a certain amount of money. These are the things that are attached to liabilities. It's mortgages, car loans, student loans, credit card debts, and personal loans. So I've already spoke about this. All of those things are liabilities that we deduct from your asset. And then whatever is left from there, it is what we called a net worth. Here's a top 1% of the rich people in their respective age. So if you are maybe 30 years old, this is how much you must have. If you are 50 years old, this is how much your net worth must be. I'm not putting pressure here, but I'm giving you a breakdown of, if you are in a 1%, how much you have. So If you are 25 to 29, your net worth must be 80,000. 30 years to 35 years, it's 400,000. 35 years to 39 years, it's 1,250,000. That is your net worth. 40 years to 44 years, your net worth must be 3,250,000. 45 to 49, it must be 5,200,000. 50 to 44, it should be 7,050,000. 55 to 59, your net worth must be 8,500,000. 60 years to 64 years, your net worth must be 9,400,000. 9,400,000. And then 65 years and above, you must have at least 11 million, 11,500,000. That is what you must have in a net worth. This is how much you need to have in those group ages. Please make sure that you strive to be within your bracket. It will be nice. By the way, I am in my bracket. I'm in the 30s to 34 years old, and the bracket is 400,000. And yes, I do have 400,000 or more in my investment. So I'm happy for myself. I have done well, and it was happy to look at this to be like, oh, actually, I'm one of the, you know, 1% in my group. That is quite great. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the type of insurances. You need to know this one. We have life insurance, we have health insurance, we have auto insurance, we have home or property insurance, we have disability insurance, we have travel insurance, we have business insurance, we have pet insurance, we have critical illness insurance, and lastly we have funeral cover insurances. So these are insurances that you need to have, or you need to know at least. If you ask me which one you really need to have, I would say you need a life cover and a health insurance. Those two definitely you need to have. However, if you do own a business, you need a business insurance. For me, don't take everything I say. Remember, what I say is for educational purposes. I'm saying the most important ones. It's the life cover, health cover, and the business one if you do have a business. Those three are very important. I'm not saying you mustn't have all these other ones. I am saying personally, those are the ones that I like, and I prefer. This is what can help you to be financially literate and to do the right things and really become successful financially. Have these things in place or do these things, you'll be sorted. Number one, spend less than you earn. If you're earning 10,000, you can't use all your 10,000. You must use less. You must use at least 5,000, 6,000, and leave 4,000 aside. But whatever you do, make sure that you spend less than you earn. That is number one. Number two, never spend money to impress people. Don't buy Gucci's or all these expensive things or expensive cars just to impress people. It is never about people. It is always about you. If you have to pay for these things, it's you who's paying. And guess what? People don't care about your stuff. You think people care? They actually don't. You'll be surprised. Number three, live a frugal life. A frugal life is you live beyond your means, below your means. It's very important to live below your means. A lot of people want to live extravagant life. They want to go to every event. They want to be seen everywhere they go. They're all there. Live a frugal life. Eat inside your house. Do things that people can't even see that you have money. I know a lot of people have money that you can't even see because they don't even wear, expensive clothes. They wear in your normal retail stores. Even I know a lot of white people that don't wear brands. They just wear normal clothes. But go and look at where their kids, go to school. Their big flex is investing on their kids' education, is having a beautiful house. Those things are things that you must at least strive for. It's your comfort, it's your place. Never do things to impress other people. All right, now I'm more passionate. All right, so let's go to number 4. Find people that can influence you to change. Find the right group of people. People that will challenge you to grow, to learn, to be the best self. There are people that we have in our lives that are pressing us down. Those people you must get rid of. If they are not adding any value in your life, those people, they are not good there. Number 5, believe it or not, it's very important. Find the right partner. You would be surprised that your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, or your wife could suppress you so much if they are not good here. You need to find the right person for you who can uplift you, who can support you in whatever that you want to do. If you are running a business, your partner must support you in either way, either emotional or giving you advice or connecting you to people or financially, any other way that they can support you. Maybe sometimes they can just support you with, talking to their friends to tell them about your business, just marketing that, word of advice or whatever that they might do or can do, it can boost you. So you need to find the right partner. I know a lot of people who have married people for status, for beauty, for this or that. Those things don't count in life. You need a right partner who's wise, who is very, very stable, and who knows what they want in life. Number 6, please know that investing is boring, and it should be boring. If you are investing because you want to make money now, that's not how investments work. Investment is for a long term. This is one thing that a lot of people don't want to hear or do not want to do. They think you invest today and then you make money today. Investment is for your long term plans, it's for your long term goals. Please make sure that when you're investing, you invest for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years while you are stashing money. It may not even benefit you, it can benefit your kids and your grandchildren. So know and understand how investment work. Number 7, please have multiple streams of income. Do not rely on one stream of income. At least have 3 to 5 streams of income. I cannot overemphasize this one enough. Number 8, understand where your money is going. If you are spending on a daily basis or weekly basis, please know where the money is going and ask yourself, was I supposed to buy that? Did I need that? Could I have lived without that? Why did I buy that? Interrogate yourself. Ask yourself whether you are making the right financial decisions. It's very, very important. Number 9, be disciplined with your money. Be disciplined with your money. I think number 8 and number 9, they talk to one another. Number 10, do not buy luxury stuff, especially when you are still building. You can buy them when you are now in the right space, but do not buy them immediately when you just get money and you are still building. You don't even have a good net worth, you have debts, you have issues, all of that, but you want to be seen with expensive stuff. I'm not saying don't buy them at all. I'm saying while you are building, while you are creating your stuff for yourself. And then lastly, I think I'm repeating this point. Please don't live for people. No one cares. Live life for yourself. My final point, financial literacy talks about having these things in place. Having a budget, having an emergency account or having savings. Number 3, invest in the real estate, in the stock market, and also in private companies, or even own your own company. Number 4, debt management. If you have debt, know how to pay them, and please pay them very well. Your credit score is everything. Number 5, financial goals. What are your financial goals? Where are you going? How much money do you really need? How much money are you going, to have in 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years? Look at that. Number 6, have a retirement plan. Number 7, risk management and insurances in place. Number 8, estate planning, a trust and a will that I was talking about. Number 9, tax planning. You need to pay your tax. Make sure that you do pay tax, you pay SARS. And then lastly, financial education. Invest in understanding how money works, how economy works, how the financial system, financial institutions and systems work. You to understanding all of this, you understand everything that you need to know about economy, about money, everything. Financial literacy is everything. Please learn financial literacy. Teach your kids, teach everyone about financial literacy. I cannot stress it enough. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me on episode 5 about financial literacy on the roots of money. All the best. I hope you're going to make the right financial decisions. Please, let's grow and learn. Cheers.